Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Underrated Major. Today I'll be doing a video discussing the truth about Natsu x Lucy. But before I get into the video, I just gotta say that this is gonna be kind of I want to say kind of a more unscripted video. This is gonna be me kind of freestyling because I want to get my thoughts out about this couple, about this pairing, because I'm gonna have a lot to say about this, and I know this might trigger a lot of people, but this video is also going to contain a little bit of spoilers, like slight spoilers, but nothing really too major. So if you're an anime only, if you're scared of that, I suggest that you might want to hit the dash. But yeah, all I'm going to say is that this video might be way controversial for some people. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, when it comes to Natsu x Lucy, this is basically looked at as the pairing, as the iconic pairing. This is that Naruto x Hinata pairing. This is that major pairing in the series, and people ever since the beginning, ever since the first episode when Natsu and Lucy first met, they were already pairing them together. They're like, yep, these two are going together. And I was like, whoa, like we just got introduced them and people are already saying they're going together. But yeah, we basically seen pretty much 90% of the fan base wanted Natsu and Lucy to get together because of basically how much time they spent together and all the journeys that they went on. Now, with the latest chapter, and actually the last chapter of Fairy Tail, it was very controversial because we actually saw that Natsu and Lucy did not get together, and I'm going to be explaining a couple reasons why I think in this video why it didn't happen and my thoughts on the pairing as a whole. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, one of the reasons why I think that Natsu and Lucy didn't happen is basically, it's kind of simple. Me personally, I believe that Fairy Tail isn't over. Now, if you guys saw my live reaction, first of all, if you guys saw my live reaction, shout out to you. But no, if you guys see my live reaction, you guys saw that when Fairy Tail ended, it didn't really feel like an ending. And I know some of you guys would be thinking, what are you thinking? Well, for example, I'm going to use Naruto as an example. If you guys don't know what Naruto is, it was basically a very long ongoing series. And back when Naruto ended, I'm talking about the manga, back when Naruto ended, the ending felt so wide open. Like, it felt like it was so wide open, and I was saying to myself, and I was saying things like Naruto isn't over. Like, I knew Naruto was over because the ending was just so, it was just so open, it didn't feel like an actual ending. And then what do you know, a couple months later we get introduced to Naruto, Boruto, the next generation, all this other things, and I was like, okay, cool. And with Fairy Tail, you get that same exact feeling. Like, I don't think that Fairy Tail is over yet. Yes, I don't think Fairy Tail's over. I don't think Fairy Tail's ended, simply because the last chapter ended with the main characters going on another quest. Like, what? Like, no, you can't. Fairy Tail can't be over after that. Like, that's why when I see people in the comments section saying stuff like Fairy Tail's over, just stop, I'm like, dude, like, you guys see how this series ended? Like, it ended with the main characters going out on a mission. So this is one of the reasons why I don't think Fairy Tail is over. And if Fairy Tail isn't over, that means that there's still a chance for Natsu x Lucy to still happen. Now, one thing that I do gotta say is that this, if there is another time skip or another series, I think it will be dope because we'll be able to close up some of the last questions we have about Fairy Tail. Now, another reason I want to get into about Natsu x Lucy is them being just friends. I gotta say something right quick. Shout out to Senpai Fruit, because he basically broke down like the whole Fairy Tail, about the whole like Natsu and Lucy in my comment section one time. Like, he wrote like a whole like 25-page book about Natsu x Lucy. So yeah, shout out to him for actually helping me, or helping not only me but a lot of people understand Natsu and Lucy's relationship. And this is kind of going to segue into my next point, and this is a very controversial argument. This is a very key and controversial point, and that's saying Natsu and Lucy are just friends. Now, I know a lot of people, whenever they hear people saying Natsu and Lucy are just friends, they go crazy. But when you think about it, when you actually go back into the story, it's kind of true. Like, Natsu, he doesn't look at Lucy in any type of like sexual or like partner way. Like, it's kind of spooky when you think about it, because Lucy, it's obvious that she does care for Natsu, and it's obvious that she does feel some type of way towards Natsu. Like, I definitely do think that she has had moments when she's shown how she feels about Natsu towards him. However, Natsu on the other hand, he doesn't really have feelings towards Lucy like that. Like, yeah, obviously he cares about her because they're friends and everything, and basically he wants to protect her, but when it comes to like a lover standpoint, it's obvious that Natsu, he doesn't feel the same way towards Lucy. And I definitely do think that even though a lot of people, including myself, wanted to see Natsu and Lucy get together, I think that it was better if they didn't get together. I know some people might be like, "Whoa, are you a hater of Natsu and Lucy?" No, I was actually thinking, I actually thought they're going to get together. So I was bracing myself for it. But the reason why I think it's better that they didn't get together is because their relationship had no type of development, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. Basically, we've seen relationships in this series happen over time and actually progress and actually develop. For example, Mavis and Zeref, that is possibly the greatest relationship in the series of Fairy Tail, simply because we've seen these characters go through hardships together. We've seen them actually start growing attraction to each other, and it actually made sense why. And if there wasn't really any forced moments between these two, because they spent time together, they're able to like grow feelings for each other and everything. So Mavis and Zeref, that was definitely one of the best moments, or one of the best couples in the series. And even couples like Gajeel and Levy, yes, even though Gajeel started off as such a prick, like he was over here crucifying her, we got to see that these two, they got to spend time together. Gajeel ended up changing. We saw Levy started growing feelings. She's always cared for Gajeel a little bit. Gajeel, if anything, it took him more time to mature and actually like gain feelings for Levy. So that is also another pairing that we've seen in the series where it took the main character a while, or not the main character, but the male character, to actually grow attraction towards the female. And the last one I want to use before I actually get into the breakdown of whole Natsu and Lucy is Gray x Juvia. And this one is also another one of my favorite pairings, because now it seems like that Gray, he, unlike Natsu, he actually confessed his feelings towards Juvia. And we also know that Juvia, she's always been attracted towards Gray. But the thing with Gray is that once Juvia was actually about to be taken away from him, then that's when he actually admitted his feelings and everything. So Gray and Juvia, we also see development in that, whereas Juvia, she was always obsessed with him, and Gray, it was kind of a joke. Like, it was kind of used as like a little, it was like a running joke that Gray, he didn't really care for Juvia, but deep down we all knew that he cared. Now, unlike all those relationships, Natsu and Lucy has had no development whatsoever. Now, they have developed when it comes to being friends, but when it comes to being lovers and actually being together, it's had zero development, because Natsu, he's had so many moments in the series where he basically had Lucy in a, how should I say this, a vulnerable position, aka when there's been a lot of fan service between Natsu and Lucy, and yet Natsu has had really no reaction. Like, for example, the most iconic, I guess this is my most iconic moment for their fan service, is basically in the Grand Magic Games when Lucy was basically completely naked and Natsu, he like covered her up. He basically was doing that like as an act out of friendship, even though a lot of people, they saw that, they're like, oh my god, they're gonna be together because he's groping her. But I was like, Natsu, he didn't really show like he was just doing it just to do it. Like he didn't really like feel any way towards her while he was doing it. And the one thing I do gotta say is this: Natsu and Lucy, they definitely do seem better off as friends, because they do have that friendship type relationship, and I definitely do think it would have been forced because there was no development between these two when it comes to actual relationship standpoint. Now, I'm going to actually bring up this question, and this might piss a lot of people off, but this leads to Natsu x Lisanna. Now, I know some people are like, what, how dare you even say that? But hear me out. We've seen moments in the story when Natsu has actually had feelings towards Lisanna. Like, for example, we know that these two, they pretty much raised happy together when he was, or not raised, but they basically hatched happy together when he was younger. We saw that these two spent a lot of time together, and Natsu, he actually broke down and started crying, and he was so excited when he found out Lisanna was alive. Now, a lot of people are saying that he was just doing that because he lost a long lost friend, but If you ask me, I'm being 100% honest. I definitely do think that Natsu, he has feelings towards Lisanna. Yes, I definitely do think that he has feelings towards Lisanna. And one of the biggest moments that supports this case is when they're both trapped in the Tartarus Ark, and the littles after Silver basically froze Natsu, he threw him in a cage, and Lisanna was basically there naked, and Natsu, for the first time ever, he actually showed interest in a woman. Yes, for the first time ever, he actually showed interest in a woman. He turned around, he was like, oh, I need to get a little peek, and we saw Lisanna end up like hitting him. But that was also a very big moment, because think about it, there's been multiple times when he's been around Lucy and she's basically been like, you know, little to no clothing on, and he's never really batted an eye. But the first time that Lisanna is like naked, he's like, whoa, and he like turns around completely to try to get a look. So I definitely do think that Natsu has feelings for Lisanna. I definitely do think that if their relationship didn't get ruined, or basically didn't get put on a hold, they definitely would have ended up together, and Natsu and Lisanna would be a thing. Now, I know some people are ready to chop my head off after hearing that point, but all I'm gonna say is this. I'm gonna end the video off with this. Natsu x Lucy, I'm not saying that it has no chance to happen, because there's still a slight possibility. If Fairy Tail does get a spin-off or a part 2, a continuation, and Hiro Mashima actually develops the relationship between Natsu x Lucy and it doesn't feel forced, then yeah, we could get a Natsu x Lucy happening. But I do think it will have to be at a time skip, because Natsu, he definitely has to mature a lot before actually going down with Natsu x Lucy, before actually getting with Lucy, because right now we know that he doesn't really see Lucy like that, and I definitely do think it will take some time for him to stop seeing her as a friend and actually see her as something else. But overall, what are your guys' thoughts about the whole Natsu x Lucy situation? Are you guys mad that they didn't get together? Are you guys happy they didn't get together? Or do you guys think that, or do you guys just not care about them getting together at all? Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.